The Sun Rising by John Donne. Summary, analysis and explanation. Hello and welcome to the discourse. The Sun Rising is a morning love poem or an aubade written by John Donne. John Donne wrote many amorous poems, and in all of his poems he used exaggerated hyperbole. His poems were known to be metaphysical with long odd comparisons known as conceits. In this poem, he personifies the mighty star sun and belittles him, declaring that love rules all. It is believed that this love poem by Donne was written for his wife Annie. In this poem, the poet and his beloved wake up together in the morning. The poet is worried that someone will walk in and disturb them. This unwelcome intruder is the sun. Donne's poems are known for head-scratchingly bizarre intellectualism. He offers strong logic in his poems in such a manner that appears endearing. John Donne belonged to a Recusant family. He was a Roman Catholic by birth who joined Anglican Church as a priest later in his life. He was well aware of the Roman Catholic Inquisition of Galileo Galilei for suspected heresy. He had proper knowledge of the Copernican Heliocentric concept, and he was aware of the geocentric concept of Christians. In this poem, Donne calls the sun unruly. It appears that this abuse for sun came because the sun broke the Roman Catholic geocentric rule. Structure of the Sun Rising. The poem has 30 lines in 3 stanzas. Each stanza has 10 lines. While the line length is irregular, the rhyme scheme of the poem is consistent, and it is ABB, ACD, CDEE. Like a sonnet, the first 4 lines of each stanza are used to make an argument. The next 4 lines consolidate that argument. The poet offers the conclusion of his arguments in the last 2 lines couplet of each stanza. In the first stanza, the poet and his beloved are affronted by the sun and he is annoyed. He admonishes the sun. In the second stanza, the tone of the poet improves. Now he is not angry. Rather, he tries to convince the sun that his beloved is so bright that she can blind the sun. In the concluding stanza, the poet states that his beloved's bad and the room are the microcosms containing everything, and the sun is invited to revolve around them. Summary and explanation of the sun rising. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus? Through windows and through curtains call on us. Must to thy motions lovers' season run? Saucy pedantic wretch, go shide. Late school boys and sore prentices. Go tell court huntsmen that the king will ride. Call country ants to harvest offices. Love all alike, no season knows, nor clime, nor hours, days, months, which are the wrecks of time. The poem begins with the poet and his beloved resting on the bed when the sun appears and disturbs them with sunbeams. John Donne applies conceit, personifying the sun, comparing the mighty star with an unwanted intruder. Donne and Annie believe that lovers are not bound to follow the time, as it is more important to be in love than to be on time. The poet says that he and his beloved will not allow the hour or month or even their relative ages to command their actions. The poet says that love is all the same in all seasons, and unlike the seasons, love is not dependent on the motion of the sun. In the first line, the poet calls sun as unruly, as the poet believes that the sun broke the geocentric rule mentioned in the scriptures. The couple doesn't want to get up from their shared bed. Donne uses expressions busy old fool and saucy pedantic wretch to express his annoyance against the sun. Saucy pedantic wretch here means a punctual perfectionist. In lines 5 to 8, the poet continues to abuse the sun and belittle him. He says that the sun should go away and do other menial works, as the lovers are too important to be disturbed by the sun. He says that the sun should go and wake up students and apprentices. The sun may go to the huntsmen to inform them about the king's plan and wake up the farm workers. The poem is an aubade. Aubades are poems about lovers who get awakened at dawn. Often such poems suggest illicit hidden relationships. However, here Donne and Annie are not in an illicit relationship, they are at their home, and the poet feels like the host of the unwanted intruder. Dost means thus, thou means you, thus is in this way, or here, shide means reprimand. Prentices means apprentices. We studied the drama The Four Prentices of London by Thomas Heywood. Offices means duties. Clime means a region known for a particular climate. Rex means fragments. Thigh beams so reverent and strong, why should thou think? I could eclipse and cloud them with a wink, but that I would not lose her sight so long. If her eyes have not blinded thine, look and tomorrow late tell me, whether both the Indias of spice and mine be where thou left'st them, or lie here with me. Ask for those kings whom thou saw'st yesterday, and thou shalt hear all here one badly. In the second stanza, Donne reverses his conceit. Earlier he personified the sun. Now he suggests that he and his beloved are superior, bigger, more powerful celestial bodies than the sun. He says that he can easily outshine or occlude the sun, but he won't do so because if he does so, he will be busy and won't be able to see his beloved. Moreover, his beloved will also not be able to see him. Donne then shows his love for Annie. Annie is all he wants, and she remains indoors, not outside of the room. So everything important in the world is in that room on the bed. The poet says to the sun, when you go back, check if the Indian spices, West Indian mines, and other valuables of the world are at their respective places. He teases the sun that the sun won't find those valuables at their places because all of them are right here on his beloved's bed. Here is the extravagance of conceit. The poet says that everyone of any worth is present in the room at the service of the poet and his beloved. Thine means yours. The Indias of spice and mine means East India and West Indies. Spices from East India and gold from West Indies. Thou left's is you left. She is all states and all princes, I nothing else is. Princes do but players compared to this. All honors mimic, all wealth alchemy. Thou, son, art half as happy as we. In that the words contracted thus, thine age asks ease, and since thy duties be to warm the world, that's done in warming us. Shine here to us, and thou art everywhere. This bed thy center is, these walls thy sphere. In the third stanza, Donne continues praising Annie. He changes the situation for the sun. Initially, he reprimanded the sun and told him to go away outside. Here he persuades the sun to remain inside and revolve round him and his beloved while warming them, as they are equivalent to the whole world. The poet says that Annie is the whole earth, all the countries and states, and he is the prince of all those states. He says that if the sun continues to revolve around their bed, he won't shine anywhere else, and this will hide them from detection and censor of the world. Moreover, they won't be needed to leave their bed ever. In the last two lines, it appears that the poet is suggesting the sun to revolve around them, as they are the sphere to which the sun must attach, not the earth. However, these two lines have a deeper meaning that indicates the ongoing debate about the heliocentric and geocentric models of the universe during that time. Donne uses that controversy to show his love and devotion for Annie. Donne says that while it is still unclear if the sun revolves round the earth, as the scriptures say, or the earth revolves around the sun, as Copernicus and Galileo suggest, but Donne is quite certain that my life revolves around yours, Annie's. And since the sun is inferior, subordinate of the poet, the sun should also remain in the room and revolve around the bed of the poet and his beloved. As we can see, Donne with the help of imaginative conceit not only successfully presents his love for Annie in the most sparkling manner, but he also raises the ongoing scientific debate in much pleasing manner. The poem is full of vibrant imagery, conceit, intellectualism, knowledge and learning, and thus it is one more metaphysical poem by John Donne. We will continue to discuss some other important metaphysical poems. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.